we've already mentioned that Queensland is it's a tough area in terms of the distance, because it's almost like Australia in a microcosm, isn't it? But some of the other states don't necessarily have to worry about too much in terms of their elite pathways. And it seems to be a much more difficult situation up here in Queensland. How do the other states, and how do you think the other states should be viewing how this is taking place up, how this consultation period, do you think this should be done in every state? Is Queensland just going to be the guinea pig?
Well, that's a good question with a very difficult answer. Not speaking for other member federations, I mean, I just think of it in, and they might be in different places in terms of where they are on their reform journeys and things like that. But from a Queensland perspective, there's absolutely nothing to be lost in having an open and frank discussion with your stakeholders. And that should be across all parts of our game, and it should be across all of our states and at a national level as well. And we should embrace that. We might not always get the answers that you want to hear. They're going to be positive, they're going to be negative. I mean, but that's perfectly fine and reasonable, and it's all part of good debate. We need to encourage debate in our game, and we need to encourage opinions and voices of all of our stakeholders, however much we like or dislike them.
When this is all done and dusted, I think August is the time frame at the moment. So
August, September, yeah.
Then a report will be issued, presumably. What if that report comes out and says, well, we don't need member federations, or we don't need zone federations, or we just need one body at the top and the rest of it can all get organised itself?
Well, if that's if that's what our stakeholders think, and through looking into through this detailed process, if we can determine a better way of delivering football in Queensland, whatever that might be, and looking at it more holistically than that, and if there's merit in it, why wouldn't we adopt it? If we can do or deliver the game cheaper, run it more efficiently, have better competitions in a more affordable way, why would we be afraid of the answers?
I guess the important thing is not to compromise that quality, though, as we've already discussed.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the quality and the standard of the competitions. But I think it's about, there's got to be a place for everyone. That's the critical component of it, is our game, our competitions aren't just about the premier or the elite pathway. The only way we can grow participation is by being accessible to all. And that means having products that are accessible to all. That means having competitions that are just fun, that are just social, that are just getting out there with the boys or the girls on a Friday night and kicking the ball around. It could be just having a relaxed Saturday afternoon competition. But what we would like to get to is a clear, transparent framework that each club and each participant can find their place within that ecosystem and make a decision for themselves about where the right place for them is. That's what this is about. That's ultimately where we would like to see it. It's not having a one-size-fits-all. It's not embracing a framework that drives everyone to be in a premier competition and is technically defined framework. It's not about that at all. Football is the biggest game in the country. It is the biggest game in Queensland. There is so much potential for it. There is so much opportunity for it. We need to unlock that. And the only way we can do that is by being open and transparent and having some conversations with our stakeholders about how do we get there. So we're thrilled at the opportunity to be able to do that, because we see what the future looks like. And quite excited about how bright it's going to be.
I was going to say, are you excited by this?
Absolutely.
Are you excited to hear what everybody thinks?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I am. I mean, we wouldn't be driving this process if we weren't. And that's what's so for me exciting about the steps that we've taken as an organisation to be prepared to have the brave, tough conversations that need to be had. So it's
seems pretty good. Yeah, that sounds pretty exciting. So that's the goal, to get from 72,000 or 73,000-ish up to that 90,000. You think this is the way to get to that growth and to continue that growth? Not just doing the same thing. I was noticed in one of the quotes in the paper that you use, it's not just about, you have to adapt, you have to constantly adapt. COVID has taught us a lot about adaptation over the last couple of months. This is just another step in that process.
Absolutely. We are not going to be a more affordable game if we don't have some honest self-reflection right across the board. We are not going to be able to unlock that opportunity from a commercial perspective if we don't reposition ourselves and the fragmented nature of the game to government and to commercial partners. We can't put downward pressure on fees if we don't reposition who we are. Because there's only so much costs you can cut out of a sport, out of a game, out of a club, out of an organisation. You can't keep cutting costs because they keep going up. The only way to address those concerns, and I always say it, we don't necessarily have a cost problem, we have a revenue problem. The game has a revenue problem. We need to solve that revenue problem. And that means making investments in the right way, in the right places. And that's investing in various parts of our game, investing in various relationships. And that only together, by doing that, will we be able to solve our affordability issues.
Awesome, it's pretty exciting. Well, thanks, Rob Cavallucci, CEO of Football Queensland. It was an incredibly interesting chat. I do really encourage you to check out the 2020 plus paper on the Football Queensland website, footballqueensland.com.au. There's a lot of detail in there, and with the town hall meetings and the face-to-face meetings that are going to be taking place over the next 6 months, it's a really great opportunity to get your view across and to really start to understand how the whole framework of football in this country and in this state really does come together. I could probably talk for another hour or so, but I think we'll probably leave it there. Thanks so much for outlining all that. And yeah,
thanks for coming in.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing how it all progresses over the next 6 months or so.
Thanks, mate. Talk soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll virtually.
Yeah.